Let's talk about something else that has my ire going this morning, because it's way out in Washington State, the Capitol there. We've been telling you for the last couple of weeks. Remember, the atheists were allowed to put up their poster, which was fine, except that it basically said that anyone who believes in religion is enslaving their minds. So that was kind of an insult.
Right in the middle of a nativity setting.
Now, okay, this is just getting ridiculous. And this is exactly what I knew was going to happen when you start letting everyone in on the game to be politically correct. Now they're going to allow Festivus to put up
in Washington State.
That is the biggest insult ever to the season of Christmas. I'm sorry. What is going to be next? And is Festivus really even a holiday?
Yeah, it is. It's on the, as everyone here knows, because some celebrate it.
Sure.
Deference to you.
Are you being serious?
12/23. This Festivus Day. It is a holiday. It was founded in 1997 by Danny O'Keefe, whose dad was a writer for Seinfeld. Right. So Dan O'Keefe writes this, and one of the things that, as you guys know who celebrate it, it's an airing of grievances.
Right.
It's an airing of grievances where you stand up and you talk about everything that went wrong for you that year.
But it's a joke, right?
No, there are people, Gretch, there are people in this country who actually do celebrate it. Some seriously, some not seriously. It all started when Mr. O'Keefe cooked up this holiday, and that's the funny part about this whole thing. He cooked it up to honor his wife, the date of their first date. And so anyway, so the dad invented this holiday. The son, who was a writer on Seinfeld, wrote it into a script, and now it has become a part of the popular culture. And a lot of people who don't celebrate stuff celebrate Festivus. Anyway, if you are not familiar with it, here's a little snippet from the Seinfeld show to jog your memory.
Yeah, it's Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the doll? It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
All right, guys, I'm all for humor, and I'm all for telling jokes and having a good sense of humor, but this is an insult to Christianity. This is a total insult. Where is this going to end?
I think it's different. My take on this is, I think it's an insult to the atheists. The atheists saying, "Well, let's you can't believe in God, you can't believe in Jesus, your mind's enslaved, and you're shallow people, and you're not learned people, you're not educated people." And then all of a sudden say, "Okay, yeah, fine. Go over to the Festivus area and go celebrate and go cite your green."
So now our kids are going to grow up going to the state capitol and looking at atheist signs, Festivus, whatever they're going to put up. Way in the background, there's the creche.
Mom,
and over here is the Christmas tree. You guys are both Christians. I'm absolutely abhorred that you're not upset by
Everyone
this.
knows that the first time a kid walks up to you and says, "Well, who is George Costanza?"
Sure,
Mommy?
I get
ridiculous.
I get why they're doing it. I get why the Festivus people have invented this whole thing. And by the way, we should point out, the display is starting today in Washington State. But clearly they're trying to make a mockery of the winter solstice sign. Exactly right. So, they're just trying to stir the pot and be funny in the spirit of the Seinfeld. So I get it. Email us right now regarding this whole Festivus thing. Is it that they have allowed it? Is it politically correct? Or is it just crazy?
Well,
the Capitol?
How about this?
And email me and tell me where it's going to end.
Here's the debate. Does it make the atheists look bad, or does it make those who celebrate Christmas think twice?
Guys, what's the next holiday that somebody's going to want recognized up there?
I don't know. Something from Everyone Loves Raymond?
That's my point. I'm all for good fun, but I think it's getting totally out of hand.
Yeah, somewhere Cosmo is just giggling.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him in a while.
Well, Jesus isn't. Okay, so now the rest of the headlines for the day.
Back to follow-up segment tonight. They are coming out of the proverbial woodwork in Washington State, lining up to show stuff in the state capitol after Governor Christine Gregoire allowed an atheist display that attacks religion to be posted next to the nativity scene. That insane decision has led to more insanity, including a demand that a Festivus display be put up. Festivus, a holiday created by the sitcom Seinfeld.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the doll? It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
With us now, a woman who's not laughing about this, Fox and Friends anchor Gretchen Carlson. I was watching your program this morning, and with those pinheads, Idiocy and Kill Me, And they're not getting this thing. You know, Idiocy went off on some rant that he's a guy of faith or something, and, you know, I was looking at my watch. But then you, Carlson, put them both straight and tell the audience what you said this morning.
I think this is a complete insult to Christianity. I think it is absolutely absurd.
Yay.
It's a mockery of a religion that more than 85% of the American public believes in. I'm just waiting for Jesus Christ to be in the back seat somewhere where I can't see him in the creche anymore.
Well, you know, you hit the word that's disrespect. It is disrespectful for the governor of Washington state to allow this circus to demean a federal holiday, even if you're not a religious person, even if you're a secularist or an atheist or whatever. It is disrespectful to allow a sign that attacks religion to be put next to the nativity scene marking the birth of Christ, which is what the federal holiday is based on. So you say this morning, and I'm cheering in my living room.
Thank you.
You confuse Idiocy and kill me.
I attempt to do that on a daily basis.
Right. You try to talk sense to these two, which I know what you're up against there. But it is disrespectful. And that is the crux of the story, that we elect people, governors, number one, to be honest, and you see what happened in Illinois, and number two, to have some kind of judgment. And this is probably the poorest judgment that I've seen in quite some time.
Well, and here's the thing. I have 2 small children. And I'm wondering what they're going to be able to see in our society, the things that I was able to see growing up. So they're going to go to a display like this, and I'm going to have to explain to them, yes, it's Christmas, honey, and we're celebrating the birth of Jesus, but now I have to explain to you what atheism is and what Festivus is? Are you kidding me?
So you were brought up in Minnesota, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now think back many, many years ago to when you were a child.
Thank you, Bill.
I do that to everybody. None of this existed.
No,
correct?
And my grandfather was a minister, so I'll say that because I grew up spending a lot of time in the church.
But none of it existed. There was no controversy over Christmas. There were no atheist
We actually
songs.
called it Christmas.
Everybody said Merry Christmas. Jewish people said Merry Christmas. Everybody said it. And we said Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends.
Of course.
Okay? None of this existed in the United States of America back then, 20 years ago, whatever it may be. What's changed? What's
changed is the whole politically correct environment that we live in. I'm all for people to have their rights of free speech. Just don't choose December 25th to do it.
Well, don't be disrespectful. You can have freedom of speech without being disrespectful. All those atheists had to do, and he said this before, is put up a sign of whatever they wanted to put up. If they want to put up Charles Darwin to celebrate evolution, put him up. Bill Maher to celebrate we don't like religion, put Maher's picture up there. Whatever they wanted to do, they could do.
But they put up that they believed that organized religion was a myth and that it enslaved minds.
Right, it's bad.
And that got my goat. But what really got me was today when they wanted to do Festivus. Give me a break.
Well, this is a mocking of Gregoire, what that is. I'm not mad at the Festivus people. Was there a goat? By the way, and I didn't see
it got my goat.
I saw the sheep, but I didn't see the goat.
No, to me that was the final straw today. Because, Bill, what is going to be next?
What's going to be next is, in our secular progressive society, they're going to try to revoke the federal holiday. You wait and see. That's going to come.
That's what I just said.
They're going to say, no, separation of church and state. You can't have a federal holiday based on religion. You wait and see. That's what's going to be next. Well, I'm glad you set these two straight in the morning. And
I don't know if I did that, but I'm a person of conviction. And I believe that the governor needs to show some conviction in that state.
Well, forget it. The governor has no clue about how disrespectful this is. She has no clue about her judgment is. And, she hides under her desk, will not confront it. But, you ought to call her and ask her for an interview. I'd like to see you. She'll never come on with me. But I'd like to see you interview her.
After this, you think she'll come on with me?
Well, no, I don't. I think she's a coward. I really do.
I'll put in the call.
But you should call. All right, Gretchen calls everybody, Fox and Friends. Feel sorry for her with Idiocy and Kill Me.
Thank you.
Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along.